welcome to the B Team Podcast. I am your host, Josh Safran, with my co-host,
Matt Mars,
and our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
We're here every week to talk to you about all things Bentonville, bourbon, and business. The B Team Podcast. Be here. So welcome back. This is the B Team Podcast, and believe it or not, we made it to our second episode. I wasn't sure we would actually get there based on the first one, but here we are.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, I am. We could always cut you out. We could always cut you out. So if you're not seeing him and hearing him, he didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
As a reminder, I'm Josh Safran, the host, and I have Matt here with me, my co-host, and our permanent guest. That's the air quotes.
Rob
Nelson.
Use permanent. That permanent word used lightly, though.
Yeah.
Still.
That's why the air quotes are up.
Okay.
The air quotes are up.
Okay.
But as a reminder, the B Team Podcast is focused on Bentonville, business,
And bourbon.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
I'm trying. I studied hard last night.
You studying?
Yeah. In Bar Nelson.
In Bar Nelson
with some bourbon.
But most importantly, luckily, our first guest started with a B.
Yes.
Our second guest, first name is with a B, and his restaurant.
Very blue.
I mean, we got to figure out if we have a third guest.
He's wearing blue.
Hey, man, come on. I got to fit the whole image. So,
Well, welcome, Barry. We're excited to have you.
Excited to be here.
Welcome.
We'll talk to the seafood king of Northwest Arkansas.
Yep.
But first, we're going to sample some bourbon today. So,
I like that.
Matt, you took this from your personal collection. You want to just tell us what we're going to be drinking today?
So this is just some 1792 single barrel. I got it when I was passing through North Carolina. I picked it up. And
Passing through.
Yeah, it was one of those trips that I was just stopping doing a little bourbon hunting while I was driving, and I found it. So
You know what I like about 1792? It is a Sazerac line that nobody really knows about. Everybody focuses on Buffalo Trace and blends, and I love 1792. So again, shout out to Lisa and the Sazerac team.
yeah,
She always takes good care of us. But I'm really excited to try this.
Josh, it kind of looks like he's having a hard time opening that. Like
oh,
not a physical hard time opening it, but like he's like, it's paining him to open that bottle.
He was debating with me if he should bring it or not, and I said, add some value as my co-host.
I asked him.
Good.
I asked him like 3 times. I said, "Are you sure you want me to bring that?" And then he could. Yep. Bring it.
I've been sitting since 1987. He last time he was in North Carolina.
It was dusty for sure.
choice.
I had to dust her off.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's try this one.
Appreciate the invite again.
And it's
That's
tasty.
smooth.
Yeah.
That's
Very
smooth.
smooth. Yeah. Wow. That's great.
That's really good. It's a single barrel. Sazerac does it right.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Nice job, Lisa.
Wow.
Good job.
Yes. Yeah.
Good job to you.
Yeah.
Adding value.
Thanks, Matt. I love drinking.
Yeah. I mean,
Nothing better than drinking.
I
nice
mean,
bourbon, right?
I know for you guys, yeah, when you're tasting something and it's free, it always has a little bit better taste.
It does. I don't know why.
It was free to the three of us. It did cost you an arm and a leg, I bet.
Well, I mean, probably 1,000 miles I'd drive to get that.
We appreciate
I do. But we're here today for Barry, who also is dressed in blue, and that is the name of your restaurant.
That's correct.
So tell us about seafood. And I'm going to just start with a funny story, because that's what we're here to poke holes. I'm from New York. New Yorker, how you doing?
Yep.
Forget about it.
Hey.
But how could you have good seafood in the middle of an area where there's no water? Like, how could seafood be good? And when I bring people in from out of town, I work on the coast quite a bit, and they go, "You're bringing me to a seafood place in Arkansas?" And they always leave and they go, "This place is amazing." So give us the story on how you have such fresh seafood.
I went down to Los Angeles, and we lived there for 18 years. And that's when I really started to broker fish, and we started to bring in a lot of fish from different areas. And so logistics, we could get fish almost anywhere. And then we spent 18 years in L.A., kind of got the grind. I wanted to get out of there. And one of the places that we was on the map, my sister-in-law was with Walmart. And so she said...
Shout out to Walmart.
Yeah.
So she said, "Hey, listen, you got to check this place, Bentonville, out." And I'm like, Jesus, San Francisco, L.A., and I wanted to move to, Bellingham, Washington,
Right.
so I could sell fish off the docks. And my wife was actually the one who said, "Hey, let's check out this place called Bentonville."
And how many years ago was this?
15.
Wow.
Yeah. And so when we came here, and I loved it. I thought, this is really cool. You know, the grind of going into downtown Los Angeles every single day, because that's where the fish market was in Los Angeles. And I was getting kind of sick of that. And so when we moved out here, you know, I'm originally from a very small town up north. And 14 years ago, moving from Los Angeles, Bentonville was real small for me. I thought, well, and I just fell in love with it. We were here for a couple weeks, and I got back and they said, man, we're moving there. And so we just pulled the plug, and we pretty soon we were in Bentonville.
It's crazy. All of us have that same story.
Yeah.
Same story.
The same, you know, we came here. My wife was going to go to college, and we were going to move back, and we were like, it's amazing here.
Yeah.
Why would we move?
Absolutely.
And I know, you know, with you guys,
we were the same way. And I mean, almost everyone you talk to that has moved here from somewhere else has a very similar story.
Yeah.
Came, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Especially from larger cities. I mean, got a little magnet here.
Yeah.
Well, and we don't have the population, but we have, you know, restaurants like yours that you don't normally have in a small area. Like
when we first moved here, 15 years ago, there was no big seafood scene, and so it took a little while. I was doing a couple other things, and then I told my wife, like 9-10 years ago, I said, man, I need to get back in the fish business. I love it here. So I didn't want to leave. And so that's when we started BLU. So we were a little bit ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we had to kind of grow into it, because 14, 15 years ago, Bentonville was not the place it is today.
Nope.
no, not
It
at
was
all.
real slow.
Yep. And so for the seafood to be as fresh as it is and as tasty as it is, I mean, again, where's it coming from? I mean,
I used those accounts because I was in the business on the West Coast for 25 years. And so I used all of those accounts that from Boston, Portland, Maine, up in Seattle, Homer, Alaska, all those things that, I did on the West Coast, I had those relationships.
Right.
And so to get fish into Bentonville logistically was not a problem for me. As long as we had an airport, I could get it here.
So they fly it in.
Fly it in. Everything's flown in.
often?
Right now, back when it was a little bit slower, 9 years ago when we first started out, it was, once a week.
How about today?
4 times a week.
Wow.
times.
Yeah, every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we move right now. And when we first started out, we were moving about 150 to 200 pounds. On a good week here, we'll move about 4,000 pounds.
That's
4,000 pounds?
Fish.
So this,
Yeah.
and is that just for your restaurants?
It's a restaurant. Plus, we have our BLU Market, which rocks. I mean, it does really well. We have a really loyal following in the whole Bentonville area, and Rogers and the outs. We'll have people. We're the only people crazy enough to have live lobster. I've got live lobsters in our restaurant. We'll have people from Joplin all over the place coming in just for live lobsters.
Now, are they your typical Maine lobster, or is it like a spiny lobster, or what type of lobsters?
We pretty much.
I love lobsters.
Spiny lobster. Is that a brand of lobster?
Oh yeah, spinies are great.
Are those the ones like you catch in Florida?
Florida, the Caribbean.
Usually they come out of the warm water, but there's certain spinies that come out of Australia that are amazing.
Yeah, there's also a slipper lobster as well too.
Yeah,
This is very hard to catch.
Yeah, they're not as good.
Yeah,
Let's try to just say permanent kiss.
Yeah, he's trying to show he has a little knowledge.
He's trying to keep my seat here.
They're a little mushy, the slippers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get it mostly out of Portland, Maine.
Okay.
Boston.
Yeah, can't beat that lobster.
Yeah.
But when you look at our big, if you came in and seen our live tanks, I mean it's pretty incredible, but it's kind of crazy too. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're going to see too many restaurants in the state of Arkansas or Missouri where you walk in and you got your live tanks right there. And these are large, these are commercial tanks.
When I bring people in from either coast and we come in and see people like, this is as good as anything on the West Coast or the East Coast, which is, again, it's an amazing restaurant.
Yeah.
But then when you bring in people from outside the area and they go, this is unreal.
Yeah.
This is as good as anything in New England,
Absolutely.
San Francisco. That's tops, right? I mean,
well, you really have to make, what do you want to be? We go down to Florida, vacation down there to an area a lot of times where it's very touristy and the seafood's not that good. Right. So you really have to, say this is what we're going to do. When we fly stuff in, it's as fresh. I mean, some of this, like our scallops that we get out of Maine, these are all day boat scallops. So the fisherman goes out for the day, comes back in, shucks it, and flies it to Bentonville.
Wow. So
that's a lot of the product. Our clams, our mussels, our oysters are all live.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah. Well, you brought us some. So tell me what we have sitting here in front of us on the table today.
So we've got a few things. These are right here. Let's see how we can do this. But these right here are we have a whole wild program that about 95% of everything that we do at BLU is wild. Most everything that
just like you, Rob,
wild and crazy.
I got a story. I'm going to share with everyone here in a second.
But this is a deep water prawn. They caught at about 600 to 700 feet. They taste like little lobsters, but they're called Royal Reds. We're probably one of the only people in town that carry these. Pretty sure we are, but we go through probably about 500 pounds a week of just these. You can get these in our market. You can get these in our restaurant.
And these are for to taste today?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, this right here, I'd like to see. These are we when we get our all of our renovation done, you'll be able to come in and get probably 3-4 different types of salmon, whitefish. Going to that whole northeast deli, you walk in. This right here is a gravlax that it's soaked in alcohol for 2 days. Bourbon would be great.
Ooh. Yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah, in fact, it's one of the things when you were talking to Ben. We're going to offer after the show. Anybody who listens to the podcast, they can come in and they can get free half-pound next week of our bourbon-infused gravlax, and that's going to be interesting.
Free.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now, I mean, I didn't even have to ask you for anything.
No, I know, but
I mean, you're taking care of our viewers.
Yeah, and these are hot smoked kings.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, these are like candy, and we put a little bit more of the maple syrup in there or the brown sugar, so it's got a little bit of a sweet to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it eats like candy. So
now,
this is some.
All of this is available just at BLU?
Yeah, just
I know you have multiple.
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to be shy.
Yeah, go for it. It's just,
Let me get you a napkin.
Yeah.
So helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go, guys.
That is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we smoke almost every single day. We go through that much smoked salmon.
Rob, have some.
So Barry.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm not reaching into smoked salmon because I am extremely allergic to fish.
Okay.
But what I love about your restaurant is you offer so many other things.
Absolutely.
So most people who are allergic to fish, it's more shellfish.
Yeah.
I could eat shellfish.
Yeah.
So I'm about ready to jump into this. These shrimps, but fish I cannot eat.
Yeah.
So they've been giving me a hard time if I'm bringing the EpiPen today. But that's what I love about your restaurant. I could go in there and I get a great clam chowder. I could get, your shrimps are amazing. Your sushi rolls with, the shrimp tempura are amazing. Your hush puppies. So even someone who, like myself, who can't eat fish because of an allergy, your menu has so many other things to offer besides the amazing fish. I wish I could.
Yeah.
I can't.
Wow, my phone is blowing up. People want to see you eat the salmon. Like, I have to come back in the podcast.
I will definitely. Wouldn't that be interesting? we were joking. But would you say, Barry, it's safe for me to try one of these?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all Kim.
I'm going to jump in here.
Yeah.
So I will say, Rob and Angie and Carrie and I go out to dinner probably too much.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, we're going to one of your restaurants.
Well, we definitely, if you like seafood, we get that crowd. Yeah.
Okay. Some of the viewers.
Yeah.
This shrimp is probably the best shrimp I've ever had.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Ever?
It eats like lobster.
Yeah. So
you said earlier. Like,
so I got statistics on this. 93% of all the shrimp coming into America is all either Asian, India. This is cold water shrimp from the ocean. Plankton, zooplankton, rich ocean, chem-free.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
So what is a platter? You sell it as a platter?
Yeah. So that's 2 pounds, and we got a special going on right for $19.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
One of the
$20?
Yeah. So one of the things is, as we've grown and got more restaurants, our buying power as far as what we do, we buy directly from the boats on this on our shrimp, on our crab. I was going to bring in some crab. We just got a relationship with a company out of Dutch Harbor. It's one of the only female captains up on the Bering Sea. And
is she on that show?
No, she's not on the.
You know, like the one you picked up?
Yeah, but we're gonna feature
picked
her.
One up, put it down. I can't go in there now.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing? He's trying to.
He's gonna eat that whole.
He's trying to get the corner on that whole.
What he's doing?
He's just touching
and he's touching all of them.
This right here. if you take a little bit of this with a little bit of that.
Now, what is that?
That's our house smoked salmon dip, and you put a little bit of gravlax on top of that. Sorry, I should have brought that. But you did this right here, and it is absolutely phenomenal.
Now, you guys don't go in here with your fishy fingers and cross-contaminate.
We would never do something like that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Well, this is infused with aquavit, but next week we're going to do it with the bourbon. And for any of the viewers who see this podcast and want to come in,
hopefully there's a couple of people.
We'll give them probably about a quarter pound free of the gravlax, so they'll walk out of there.
That was amazing. You sure you don't want to try that? I think you're good. I think you're making this all up.
I mean, it's tempting, but man,
maybe if it was fresh.
I mean,
you could try it. Like this is fresh. Yeah, you probably haven't ever had it this good.
You've never had it.
It's amazing.
You know, a lot of people who have fish allergies is from the histamines of farm-raised fish.
Right.
Any of your tilapias, your swab, all that. It's full of sodium triphosphates.
Okay.
And we have a lot of people who had fish allergies who come in, and with the wild fish that there's no chemicals in, they don't have that same allergy.
So you're feeling good about him trying some for the podcast viewers at home?
I would say if he came in and got a wild, cold water cod, I would say that he probably wouldn't have an allergy.
Probably. So 85% he wouldn't die?
No.
I would say there's a 98% chance I'd turn the color of this hat.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, then
the viewers want to see that, Matt.
Come on, Rob.
We got a lot.
I mean, I think you could go permanent if we saw.
I know we're close to 1 million viewers already. Once we hit the 1 million, maybe I'll do it.
Put it this way, we've got probably another 20 items on there that you can eat. So.
I know. And that's why we love coming to your restaurant.
Scallops are dayboat scallops. I mean,
I love your peel and eat shrimp and all that good stuff.
The peel and eat.
I'm going to tell you, the French fries are the best in town. Like, no one talks about it.
No.
Your French fries are unbelievable.
We had the, the Gazette, and he goes, you guys, are under the seafood thing, but he said so many people said you had the best French fries in town. That's because twice a day, we do fresh fries. So, and we also
let's change that.
We also change our. Nobody does this either. We change our oils every day. Nobody does that.
Makes a difference.
So maybe
you the fries difference.
Yeah,
they're so good.
Yeah,
I love those little nachos that we get at AOI.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love everything there, actually.
So tell us a little bit of what does the future look like for?
Future's looking real good. I mean, one of the things is with the growth of Bentonville, and you look at where it's, we've all, we moved. You moved from New York. I moved from LA. We've seen that growth over the last couple years, and I think the opportunity. And I talked, I'm not going to trap a name, but Alice, and
you did just drop a name.
Yeah. I had.
That's impressive.
She's opened up so many opportunities. Stu, Tom, those
are more names,
and a lot of other people that we could sit here that are presenting opportunities, but you got to be able to go through that door. I mean, if there's a time and place, and as a business person, or just time and place, and if you're at the right time at the right place, you go through that door and you do it.
Yeah,
you can't be scared. And I think even with our, this is not about our bike company, but Spoke in Bentonville.
Shameless plugs are good on the show. That's fine. Shameless plugs are good.
Just about
But Spoke, our bike rental company, we started out with 6-7 rentals, and we're up to 60 rentals right now.
Wow. Yeah. So for the viewers who aren't familiar with Spoke, give us a quick.
Spoke is Crossman 21C. Okay. It's got the 2 containers.
Okay.
It's our bike company. We rent the bikes there, and then at the Bentonville Bike Company is where we sell all the bikes.
Got it.
And so, as you guys all know, with the biking, what they've done with the whole biking, the capital, Bentonville, the capital, biking.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. So it's exciting to be in the bike business, even though the only thing I've ever done almost, since I was 19 is sell fish.
Right. Now you're doing bikes as well. I mean, the bee things. Bee for bikes.
Bee for bikes. The only reason I got in the bike business is, I kind of followed the crumbs of the money trail.
Yeah.
Thought, okay, look at what they're doing, and and Jesse and Paul, who really are the bike experts.
Jesse Hall, shout out.
Jesse Hall.
Shout out, Jesse.
Yep. Paul.
Maybe we need to get them on the show as well too, and we'll do a whole.
Jesse's going to be our permanent guest.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
fine. Yeah.
I'll just go and eat.
We were going to kind of let you down easy.
Jesse,
we could do it on film.
I see the comments coming through right now. Everyone's voting for me to stay, so it's fine.
If you eat some salmon,
I mean, again, once we hit the 1 million viewers, we're close, right?
I already know what we may be having for dinner tonight. Couple of these platters.
That's amazing.
You might be having that platter. I'm taking
that's amazing.
All of it is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I don't know how. I mean, not only do you bring in, some of the best seafood around, but you have the best chefs that prepare everything, and the best service. And your restaurants are those places that you can go to, and you always leave happy. Yeah. I mean, with Juan up at AOI, he takes care of us up there, and we have someone at BLU, and you have great
bus boys at BLU too.
We've been fortunate,
great bus boys at BLU.
Josh's his son is he's incredible.
Yeah,
but we've been fortunate enough to. There's always a challenge in growth in Bentonville because it's still a smaller town growing to find labor. Yeah. And I don't care what business you're in.
Yeah, that's right.
So you really have to.
Labor.
A lot of our labor we've had 5, 6, 7 years. Most of the people that we have stuck with us. They grow with us. Even some of our I'll tell you a story. Our number one, the guy on one of our lines, Aaron, started out he was in the dish pit, and we hired him to do dishes. And now he's our number one guy on the line, and he is phenomenal. He could be a chef at any restaurant in town.
Interesting.
And so he was, one day I came in and I saw him plating and how he was just so zoned in to plating like an artist. And I told my wife, I said, man, this kid could be really, really good, chef, sous chef.
Right.
And so we put him on the line, and he was great right off the get-go. And so you kind of, the
loyalty. You can't put a price on
absolutely.
Well, it says a lot about you and your wife, too. Yeah. Like, you could tell it's a good place.
The culture.
People stay when it's
My son, he will never leave.
And he's been there. How long has he been there?
He's been there.
It's been a while.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible. So
he loves it. Shout out to Ian.
Ian's amazing. But we also have 9 family members that work there.
Sure. So again, back to the question. Yeah. Can you share with us for the future?
You're going very easy. I'm going to go direct.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I got a vested interest because I think I'm very.
Well, you're around the corner.
Well,
I think I'm around the corner.
His favorite restaurant is getting scraped.
Yeah.
Well, not scraped. Remodeled.
You're going to hear about it, but right off the square in the new Peloton building, we've got that whole north side.
Okay.
We've got a super strong concept. Of course, it's going to be Japan. We'll keep that whole fish, AOI sushi.
Okay.
That'll be half. But we got also a very modern Asian coming in.
Ooh.
And so if you've ever been to like a Tao in New York.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to take that flavor, Nobu meets that Asian, modern Asian.
That's music to my ears.
Yeah.
And my wife's even more.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be nothing like this town has. Yeah. And I think
so. You're talking like an Asian fusion. How many square feet is it? A large place too, right?
Large place, yeah, very large.
Very large.
And it's around the corner from you.
Yeah. Super cool lounge.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lounge.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got actually.
Are you gonna have bourbon at the lounge?
Absolutely. We're gonna have these bourbons, your bourbons.
We might have to take the show.
We've got local bourbons.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of the restaurant? Can you share yet?
Yeah, it's going to be called Aka,
Spell
which
it.
is red in Japanese.
ACA.
A-K-A. Aka.
Aka.
Yeah.
So you're going from AOA
Yep.
to Aka.
Yeah. Yep.
Can you share with us timelines or obviously
we just started construction, so you're going to say opening is going to be June.
Okay.
That's quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. We're all excited about it.
So good chance by the summer.
Yeah. Very good chance.
Well, I love the location too, because
Location's
there's
great.
parking there.
Yeah.
Parking's amazing.
And
You couldn't ask for
that's
better
good.
parking.
No,
we got Skywalk going across the street.
yeah. If it's raining,
We got
you can
parking
get there.
all both sides.
So can we have a separate VIP area for Rob?
Yeah.
I mean, can Rob come in and be like,
we do have a
Mr. Nelson?
Well, we have an area that's very like sound acoustically great, because a lot of times people we'll have different zones as far as sound goes. A lot of people come in, they don't want loud, hip. They want it a little softer. So we'll have an area for that.
Can you tease out the menu a bit? Like, what kind of things are you going to be having that's different, or you don't want to go?
Don't want to kind of get into that. We've got some really great stuff. Me and my wife, we went to San Francisco for 5 days. Then we went to New York for a week. I think we ate so much Asian fusion food when we got to New York. We're like we went to
Can these shrimps be on the menu?
one of the oldest steakhouses in New York called Gallagher's.
Oh yeah,
Phenomenal. But after like 10 days of eating Asian fusion.
But it's research, right? You put on 5 pounds, but it's research, honey.
Yeah, we saw some amazing stuff. So, and we'll be incorporating a lot into our Bentonville location.
Will the new restaurant also have a market, or will the market stay at Blue?
Market will stay at Blue.
Okay.
The market's going to expand at Blue. We're going to renovate the whole market. In fact, we've got new next week. We've got new fish displays coming in that are temperature controlled, misting.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So it's just the market at Blue that's being currently.
Yeah. We're also going to be bringing in. We start construction in 2 weeks. We'll have the only oyster bar in Bentonville and probably in Northwest Arkansas.
And where's that going to be?
It's going to be in Blue.
In Blue.
So we'll be bringing in 4 or 5 different oysters every single day, and so you can walk up to the bar. We're redoing the whole bar in there, and we'll have one guy shucking all day long. You want an East Coast oyster? You want a West Coast oyster?
That'll be fun.
You want a Gulf oyster?
I mean, you're announcing a lot of things today on the podcast.
Well, I just as far as the oyster bar goes, it's something I've always wanted to do. It's my passion. It's going to crush. Absolutely.
Are they raw, cooked, all the above?
These are all shucked raw. These are all coming in live.
Cracker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, it's cracker.
Yeah, whatever you want. It'll you can put whatever you want.
Can you eat oysters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are all live too. So they're like we get right now out of northern Nova Scotia this time of year, with the Arctic currents coming down and that cold waters. As far as our scallops, our mussels, our clams, our oysters right now out of northern Nova Scotia are phenomenal. Yeah.
How many? Can you share with us how many seats at the bar potentially, or approximately? If you had to guess,
15. Name on it.
15.
Yeah.
So great seating, plenty of room.
Absolutely.
Josh could stand behind us.
Yeah.
Well, that's
people are going to want to sit. We've got serious oyster eaters.
Yeah.
And your serious oyster eaters will find us too that have never been into Blue.
Yeah.
But they're going to want to sit right in front.
Yeah.
And they're going to shuck them, and the beers are in the back.
Oh yeah.
So
I feel like this will be Rob's new hangout.
Well, his normal question when we start talking about any restaurant, he wants to know pretty much the bar, how the orientation is,
He's already thinking
how
about
their
his
seating is.
that's good.
I mean, all the time he
It's
goes to that.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's all about him.
But that does
Angie-
remind you of a big city, like when you see someone back there shacking the oysters.
So I have one here.
I love that.
Yeah. Now tell us about you also have a Rogers location.
Yeah, DTR is a special location. The location right now is in the historic City Hall building, the 1884. It's where the jail is still underneath, which is now our...
Rob spent a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
Okay, for our viewers,
Yeah.
I've only had 1 or 2 speed tickets my entire life, and that's about it.
We did have one customer that come in and said, "I spent some time down there." Seriously. But the jail 1 down there is now our liquor, our liquor storage.
I feel like we need a viewer to fact check that.
I mean, it sounds like it'd almost be a cool speakeasy down there potentially.
Yeah, well, people have said that, but DTR is it's just an amazing, cool restaurant. Mandy, who was our sushi chef for 5 years, is part owner over there. She's got a team that is just rock solid.
It's awesome.
They're putting out amazing sushi.
Okay.
We just found out last week that the larger fire doors, the big one, so we got that. The people moved out, and so we'll be renovating that.
Okay.
Because the smaller fire door, we only seat 25 people.
Okay.
So we'll be expanding that starting 3-4 weeks. We work with Rich Brya. He's one of the best architects in Arkansas.
Sure.
Brya Architectural out of Rogers. He was one of the...
Another plug for...
Yeah, no,
I love it.
He's been just...
He's taking care of his people.
Well,
and that's what the show's about.
Yeah.
Right? You take care of our people.
And Rich's team, Ben, they'll be designing ACA.
Okay.
So we're working real close with them on that.
Well, we're super excited, my wife and I. I mean, we're literally a block and a half from that new restaurant.
Yeah.
So, total walking distance.
Yeah.
So he wants access for the VIP evening.
Well, we do have access to the VIP in the back. So we got a door in the back.
No, but you understand. He wants to call it the Rob Nelson VIP room.
Spending enough money with
the chair.
Everything's for sale.
Anything for sale.
Everything.
Barry, so we're gonna do a segment here, though.
Okay.
This is scary. The fishmonger of Northwest Arkansas, the seafood maven. I mean, you go by so many names.
Since he was 11.
Yes.
11. I mean, nobody knows seafood like you.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Matt, our co-host, blindfold you.
Okay.
And we are going to see if you could figure out what seafood it is based on the smell.
Okay.
What do you think? You think you do it?
Absolutely.
You're up for it?
All right, you're up for it?
All right. I mean, with 4 games. It's getting a little weird.
Right.
Oh, you might have to stir his baseball cap on back.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't see.
Don't do any funny business.
How many fingers do I have up right now?
I don't know.
Excellent. All right, Matt.
Okay. So
Adding value as a co-host. This is your segment.
I got a little bit of a cold, but I should be able to do this.
Oh, here come the excuses. Here we go.
That sounds like you're Ron Nelson.
Well, I'm just going to keep enjoying the shrimp while you guys mess around with that nonsense.
So we have 4 different fish.
Okay.
Rob, will you hand me that 4th one over?
Yep.
Okay. And we just want to see.
These are first-class fish, too.
Okay.
Yeah, we
should be able to do this.
Viewers. Kind of. Okay. Okay, so here
That's
we
the
go.
biggest fish here.
Here we go.
Table.
The first one. Take a good whiff. That's fresh.
That's got to be tuna in a can.
Wow.
Okay.
Shout out to Stark.
Okay, he started out. I mean,
Wow.
Is that a winner?
Maybe that was a lucky guess, but he won that.
Matt, the viewers need to know. Did he guess it correct?
He did. He guessed it correct.
All right.
Okay, here's number 2.
Number two.
That one looks juicy.
Don't give him any help.
Wow. That smells sort of like, man.
Give him
I'm
another
going to say, give me one
Give him
more.
another sniff. Okay. I mean, you could stick your finger in there and taste it too.
I'm going to say that's like a kipper snaps or sardines.
Okay, let's try this one.
Try this third one.
Then go back there.
Take again.
That's the sardines right there. That's sardines. That's kipper snaps.
That one had a little hello. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
All right, we're going back to number 2 one more time.
Okay, let's go back to 2. What do you think?
Okay, what is that? Hold on.
Okay, you want to try it? Well, here, let me go to 4.
Let's go to number 4.
Let's go to 4 and see.
4 is a one of a kind.
It smells like a mustox.
That is a fillet of sole.
That's fillet of sole.
Okay. Size 13.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Sorry about that one.
Back to 2 for you.
Canned salmon.
Take a taste
It's
of
a
bourbon.
pink. It's a canned salmon, but it's got a lot of chemicals in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can smell.
Here, we got to take it off. He
did good.
Passed. He passed.
He did good.
Yes, he won.
I mean,
he won the challenge.
The sole.
Jesus!
Yes. Fillet of sole. Not great.
Hey, that's a big fish right there.
That is a big fish.
No, but we were excited to have
To
you
take a
come
drink
in.
after
Yeah.
that.
He's like, I got to reset everything.
I put clean songs on today. Can't do that.
Yeah, those shoes, they're only probably a month old at this point.
Okay. That was good. Good job, guys. I like.
Well, thanks for participating with a little bit.
Yeah.
He passed for sure. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Nobody knows seafood like Barry. I mean, it's evident now.
Yeah. And I mean, so all of this, like the salmon, and then what is this called again?
That's called gravlax. That's a salmon fillet that it's got alcohol,
Okay.
so it's cured in alcohol
Okay.
and
You like alcohol.
salt, and then brown sugar.
And that's the one you're going to do for the viewers
Yeah.
that come in
Yeah,
and they
so-
get.
So it takes about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time for this whole thing to develop that flavor profile. So I'll go home with some bourbon. We'll do a bourbon-infused gravlax.
Okay.
So if whoever comes in next week, we'll walk out with a nice little package of it.
So I'm going to be waiting.
And all they have to do is mention we saw this
Absolutely.
on
Absolutely.
the B team.
Yep, on B team.
That's
Now,
huge. Thank you for
all
doing
of
that.
this is available in your
Absolutely.
market?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
we've
like a
got we've
staple
got
that's
we've
in your
got
market.
probably 25 to 27 different items available in our market every day. Sometimes we have stuff that isn't even out there that is in our cooler because we can't fit everything.
So just ask for whatever.
Yeah.
Just ask for
Yeah,
stuff.
we
How
got
about special orders?
absolutely
Special orders.
special order people.
You all take reservations?
Yes, on
Reservations.
special orders you can if it comes out of the ocean. People will come and they know that I order almost Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I have people that'll special order something and 2 days later
They get
it's
what
in.
they want.
They maybe want Dover sole, or they want stripers. Maybe somebody's out of New York, out of Montage. They love stripers.
I bet you a lot of private chefs even come to you. 'Cause
Absolutely.
There's quite a few private chefs here in town.
Absolutely, we get a lot of chefs in.
Yeah.
We give them wholesale pricing.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Rob,
You're missing out.
I know. Well,
this is like
Oh yeah,
it's like the best. It's like
Candy.
dessert.
It's so good.
yeah,
And you do all the candying in store?
yeah. So we've got like 4 or 5 different ways that we cure our salmon, and I used to do pretty much all of it. I do some of it now, but Robert, who's our manager in there, has really become the master smoker. He's incredible. So he smokes every single day. He's got
Is that on his business card, Master Smoker?
Yeah, it should be.
That's good.
Yeah.
So now parties, anyone's if they're having events or anything, they can just call ahead and say,
Yep.
I need.
We also do, and this is when me and Allie, my wife, were in LA. We really got in. We did a couple of the sets. Louis, a buddy of mine, he did Drew Carey and a bunch of the sets, and so they would ask us to come in every single week to the green room, and we used to cater. Our thing was seafood, whether it be caviar, all the fishes, and a lot of the actresses and stuff. They wanted to eat the fish.
yeah.
So it was one of the toughest things about moving out of LA. We had that gig on Tuesday night in the green room. Freddie Prinze Jr. We did a lot of shows.
He knows everybody.
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
But that was tough.
Wow.
So to answer your question, we do a lot of house parties
Yeah.
around the Bentonville area, Pinnacle, Shadow Valley.
I can see why. I mean, I could eat this all day long.
This?
This.
Oh.
This one. The shrimp.
But we do need to do a shout out to Allie because we all know that the wives are behind all the
absolutely.
success here.
Yeah,
So
she's-
I just want to do a
absolutely-
toast to that because
Yes.
Toast to Allie.
you need to score some brownie points on this stuff.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah, you go to the restaurant, she's there all the time. She wears a lot of hats.
Yeah. What do you see? I mean, you've been here for 15 years. What do you see for the future of Northwest Arkansas and small businesses in general?
I think there's an opportunity. I mean, when you look at 2025 and when Walmart opens up the campus, you look at all the other things that's happening. You look at the hospitals coming in. Yep. You look at all the other things that we maybe don't even know about right now. But we do know one thing.
We got fresh seafood.
That wave's coming. And the wave's already coming, but it's coming more.
See how the wave with the seafood and
2025, 2026.
Stuck the wave in. And the wave is the ocean. The ocean is the fish.
We know fish. The ocean's on his mind.
So the high density, of course, for our own reasons, being a restaurant, we love the high density.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yep.
And it's coming.
No.
It's here, but and again, the big wave is 25, 26, 2000.
Tsunami.
It's
You predict a tsunami.
I predict a pretty big
good tsunami. A good tsunami.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad one.
A positive one.
Yeah.
Tsunami's not good.
Yeah.
I don't
big,
think
it's
I don't
powerful.
think. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Bentonville blow up.
Oh no, it's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good for all of us.
Yeah.
And that's why we wanted to start the podcast, because there's so many people right coming into Northwest Arkansas, and like people need to know about
I mean, we've lived here
resources
and been to all of your restaurants.
Yeah.
And I never knew I could come.
I didn't know that either.
At home.
I'm a regular. I didn't know all this stuff.
We eat there at least once.
Yeah.
And I've never known that I could come get all of this and take it home.
Well, a lot of people will come eat, and they'll say to the server, can I get a couple pounds of salmon? We'll bring it to them. They don't even have to come into market. We'll just bring it right to their table.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is you talk about the square, Bentonville.
Yep.
There's going to be a game changer coming real soon. We got 2 hotels coming up on the square.
Yep.
And this is going to be the center. You come to Northwest Arkansas, that, Bentonville Square is the center of.
And if they want good seafood, they can walk to Aka.
They can do both. They can walk to Blue. They can
Blue.
Blue too.
Yeah. We're
right there.
4 blocks away from.
You're situated pretty good for the future. You're doing great in the present, but the future is better.
I think so. We're pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be. Bentonville's a great place to be.
Can't beat it.
Yep. My last question I have for you is, you're amazing. Your wife's amazing. But with all these restaurants, how can you be in 3 or 4 places at once? I know you have a great team.
Yeah.
Shout out to my son Ian.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
But how can you be like, hey, if you're running one, is Barry here? No, Barry's at the other one. Like, how do you stay successful with so many different things?
Blue, when you look at like Erica and you look at DTR has got Mandy, we have incredible managers, general managers there that are self-sufficient. Like when you go to OA and you've got Erica Hall there, she can run that place. Jose, the bartender, he can run that.
Shout out to
Jose.
He's a 10.
Probably one of the best bartenders, or one of the top 5 bartenders. He's great.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's got a loyal following. Yeah, but he's a big boy. He could. If we're gone, that place doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Jose, Erica, they can run that place.
They treat it like it's theirs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're part. Yeah, like you could tell they're a part of the Blue family.
Yeah,
100%.
When we make our move from Oi to Aka, because that whole street's going to be bulldozed down. From Arvest all the way down, it's gone. Jose will be. We've got a 23-foot bar going in there.
Wow.
And so we didn't even hit on this, but when you look at the sake business, we're going to be. We've got a whole sake line coming in. It's called Latitude 35, which I created. Latitude 35 being the best in Japan, the best rice in the world, where the sakes. If you go Latitude 35 all the way across to Stuttgart, Arkansas, and you end up just in a town called England, Arkansas.
Okay.
We've got some of the best rice in the world.
Yeah.
We right now produce 52% of the rice in North America.
Did you know it?
You did?
Yeah. We actually own property in Carlisle.
Yeah.
Down there.
It's unbelievable. The quality of the rice on the Delta.
I think we talked Carlisle today.
So this is going to be, just for clarity for the viewers.
Yeah.
This is going to be your own sake brand.
Yeah, we've got our own sake brand. We've partnered up with the #1 grower down there.
And you're going to
Chris Isbell and his whole family, 6th generation of rice growers that are, they'll ship to Japan, but they're growing this high quality rice for the sake. So our bar inside Aka, 23 feet long, is going to be not just a high-end bar with bourbons and everything else,
but
it'll be a full-on sake bar and sake tasting.
Which is fun. That's fun. It's fun with groups.
That will only be available in the restaurants, or you think?
No, we'll
distribute it.
Yeah, we've got 5 different ones coming out.
Wow.
But only at Aka, or you can get a sake?
You'll be able to get them at all the restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about local liquor stores eventually?
Yeah.
Wow.
We've already got a couple that have been asking for.
I mean, you got fire. You could say it. I mean, maybe you heard it first here from the beats.
Heard it first here.
Yeah.
Heard it first here from the beats.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything else you want to announce tonight? This is amazing.
I got a couple other things.
He's kind of holding everything in his back pocket there.
I almost feel like we need to have you back for a second segment here as
Absolutely.
for a progressive.
We'll definitely
follow-up.
bring more seafood.
If we pour him some more bourbon, when we get some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time we'll shuck some oysters. I'll shuck some oysters for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do like that too.
We'll be shucking.
So in the new restaurant you'll have, or no, in Blue you'll have an actual oyster bar.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
it'll
you
be,
can go to.
Yeah, so my whole thing is
fun.
I want to do like an East Coast oyster. I want to do a West Coast oyster. I want to do a Gulf oyster. Where you can come in and get 3 different type of oysters, different flavor profiles. These oysters are live, so they take upon just like a wine, the terroir, I think they call it. They take, whether it be Sandy, whether it be in the Bay of Fundy, off Montage, they all have different flavor profiles, which is unbelievable. Salinity, back in British Columbia or Bellingham has a different salinity than the Bay of Fundy. Different salinity.
And when are the oysters going to be ready? When is this happening at Blue?
We've got renovation on a bar in 2 weeks. So
when do you think the bar will be open for the first oyster?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Heard it first.
So that puts you right at Valentine's Day, about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then shout out to the Valentine's Day. We do a wonderful five course Valentine's dinner that my wife puts together with our whole culinary team. And if you've ever been to one of our Valentine, we go over the top.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Feel free to say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can't get a VIP.
It'll fill up fast.
So for all the people that have never tried an oyster, if they come in and
Absolutely.
say they've heard it on the B,
Absolutely.
will you give them one free oyster?
I will shuck
Just
them.
one.
If I'm there, I will
Just to
personally
taste.
shuck. Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you come in.
I fight for the viewers because they're keeping me.
Yeah,
in the
you get.
seat.
He's trying to keep his seat.
He's trying to buy.
I'm
He's
getting
buying his
I'm getting
seat.
stuff for them.
Well, it's like fishing. You get out there, you put your bait in, and boom, you got it.
Because
So
a lot of people have never tried an oyster. So what a great opportunity to come in and say, hey, I'll get one free oyster.
and a lot of people, sometimes they've had an oyster from somewhere and it's been no good.
Yeah.
They come into our place and they get a cold water oyster from Nova Scotia.
Right.
Their
Game
experience is going to be great.
And there won't be any oysters coming from the local facilities here, right? I mean, we're not going to see anything from any of the lakes in the area.
No, that's illegal, but no.
Just making sure. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
The DNR.
There's no oysters from Beaver Lake, right?
No.
Just trying to help
Be in
out.
trouble with the DNR.
Yeah.
Just make.
I mean, sometimes certain times of the year you smell Beaver Lake when you turn your faucet on.
No, but you make a good point. I mean, even with the fresh fish, Rob may be able to eat this, and you never know. Good for the
Well,
viewers.
it's probably, I probably didn't want to try, but yeah.
I'm disappointed.
I had a different.
It is the truth, though. We have a couple people more than that can eat fresh fish that doesn't have all the sodium triphosphorus that all the farm raised, and even frozen fish. What they do is anytime you get a frozen fish at one of the club stores or wherever, they put a chemical in it that retains its shelf life.
Right.
Yep.
And it's all these different things that they disguise.
Well, you don't have any of that stuff. It's all fresh.
No, absolutely not.
Amazing.
This is all, like I said, 95% wild, chem free.
I mean, this tastes like this smoked
so
salmon.
good.
It tastes like you're sitting in Alaska on the beach.
Yeah. I love it up there. We used to go up to Homer and to some of the Indian reservations up there, and they would do the Indian candy, which is they use the real maple syrup in there from the tree.
Yeah.
And that stuff is just, oh God, that's too little.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming in.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. It was amazing. Come back and see us when the apes are open.
Yeah,
Excited. Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you. Definitely have to in for a part 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
You may not be here.
Look, I mean,
Well,
you never know. But
You never
way,
know.
You should have him back in for a part 2 because the viewers are going to want to hear more about all this.
They will. They will.
Yeah. and I'm for
Stay tuned.
Yeah, and you may be watching it as well. I might be a viewer. It's fun. Yeah, awesome.
I'll support you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Anytime.
Sean, appreciate you.
Cheers.